Doing good.
I'm hurt.
You hurt? Why?
I'm a Notre Dame guy. I'm hurt.
Man, you, Jerome, Tim Brown.
I'm a Raider guy
all
too,
my
so
buddies,
you know.
yeah. Yes.
Hey, how do you feel about the state of the running back position right now in the NFL? You know, so undervalued. You know, these guys are not getting paid the way they need to. You being such just a phenomenal athlete yourself, how do you feel about the likes of the position?
Well, it's been that way for quite some time. I think the emergence of Derrick Henry and certainly Saquon years that they've had certainly show value to it. You know, you look at really the final four teams; they're all running the football.
Yeah.
In some capacity, whether it's Cook with Buffalo, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Checo, but also you got Mahomes, who's an X factor and all of that. But it's good to see it coming back. You know, getting back to the physicality of the game.
Yeah.
You know, owning the middle of the field. Their running back position, when I coming out, was the quarterback. You know, it was Emmitt Smith, Tony Dorsett, it was Bo Jackson, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, Earl Campbell, Franco Harris. I mean, so it goes. I can list this name of running back from each generation that really mattered. And you know, the backs matter. If you want to win a championship, you've got to get a bell horse at running back that can something block and control the game. So I'm really excited to see what Saquon Barkley has been able to do this season. 2,000 yards rushing, dominated the last couple of games. Really has been the spark plug and the heartbeat of the Philadelphia Eagles, along with that tough defense. I think that's the formula, and it's working well for them.
Eagles or Chiefs then?
Yes.
Who do you have?
It's hard to go against.
If you feed Saquon, you just feed Saquon.
And you got to feed Saquon, but you got to stop 15. You got to stop Mahomes at some point. If that ball's in his hands, the last drive, it's tough to stop him. I mean, the only person that can beat Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs. So, you know, the Eagles got a tough out. I think they'll be a free challenge.
Let's go back to 1996 for a second. Number one, congratulations on being inducted to the Hall of Fame. But if Eddie George back in 1996 knew a little bit about what the future would bring, you know, being what I call a Hall of Fame NFL running back, career at Ohio State Heisman Trophy, coaching now, what would that teenage Eddie George say if he knew what was coming ahead?
Oh, trust God and be patient. I think throughout my journey, you know, you begin to question certain things, tough times here. You know, you question, is this for me? You question, am I on the right path? How long will this last? Fear and doubt starts to come in, you know, and that's a part of the journey. So I think, you know, looking back then, saw that young man is just walk with God part and walking through the storm of life. Because you're going to get hit with it. It doesn't matter how deep your faith is, your tenacity, your spiritual tenacity, how you can see it. So I think he's out for now.
So I have to ask this, I mean, because number one, I'm just proud of you from all your accomplishments as a player, but then transitioning to becoming a successful coach. You interviewed with the Bears. Speak on that process, how it was interviewing with an NFL team, being a college coach.
Well, you know what? I spent time with the Bears 2 years ago through no walls, fellowship, and that's where that relationship started. I was really, honored that they would have me come in. Initially, I'm really cool. I'm not going to check box. I wanted to be something that's going to be worthwhile, and somebody that's going to really consider me. But they informed me that the right people were going to do it's a 3-hour process. GM, owner, president, and they asked me what my plan was. It was a great opportunity for me to share my plan, show my growth as a coach, all different aspects, whether that was being a player, the roster, the salary cap, the draft, player personnel, what's your philosophy of building a team from the inside out, what's the plan around the quarterback, how you can help them mature. So all of those things allowed me to really delve deep into my bag and think, I wasn't familiar with this guy. My experience with Stephen Garrett, when he was coming up as a young quarterback. Even my own personal experience with my own quarterback, how I had to deal with him for the first 2 years, he wasn't a great leader. He wasn't doing anything for us, and people counted him out. But I stuck with him, challenged him as a leader, and as a byproduct of that, he had one of the best careers in school history. Threw for over 3,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, all because he took ownership of becoming a leader for the captain. So it really was a great experience for me. And if I'm granted the opportunity, I'll be ready for the next opportunity to come.
And I gotta ask you this: you once wore the star on your helmet.
Yeah.
We know what we are. So I mean, I gotta ask the question: your thoughts on the new coaching hire for the Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer?
I mean, it's not a splash hire by name. I know Brian. I know where he's cut from. In fact, we're in the same country club. Kids used to swim together. So I know that he's very knowledgeable of the locker room. That's the one advantage that he does have. He understands the players. He understands the personnel. He knows the culture in the locker room, so he can add his thumbprint to it. I think if Jerry and he are on the same page, success can be happen. Because we all know that this great franchise hasn't had a championship since 1995.
Pac was alive.
Yeah, Tupac. Right. So there has to be change, and maybe this is the guy that doesn't have the big name coming in to get it done. Now it's gonna take some commitment with Jerry to say, give him the reins, to let him build, and give him time to do that. He's got to get the right groceries for how he sees it. To build some people get up. So that's going to be, what happens with that.
To piggyback off of that, what do you think about the Tom Brady, Spy Tech, Pete Carroll connection out there in Las Vegas?
I think it was an interesting hire. Pete, phenomenal coach. Great deal of energy. I think he understands how to build it inside out with a great defense. They have a lot of cap space. You go get some players. You got to find a quarterback, clearly. I think Pete knows how to develop that position and really find a young quarterback or a veteran quarterback and really build around that. So Pete is it was an interesting hire for me. I was kind of surprised to see that.
A lot of running backs are getting their start, as you once did. Genty's out there, Henderson's out there.
Yeah.
Judd, is there anyone that you've watched that you just love watching their film or the way they play?
There's quite a few running backs that I like in this draft. Quinshon Junkins, Travion Henderson. Junkins, to me, based off of what I saw this season, they had to split the carries, but I think he's a 1,500 to 1,800 yard back that can get the job done because of his size. He imposes his will. He's got the speed, exceptional vision. He's got great contact and balance. I mean, he's got everything you want in the back. Exceptional out the backfield. Blocking. He's a vicious blocker. Something that's not appreciated, in terms of pass protection. So I think he is a guy that I would keep my eye on. Probably 3rd round, 4th round pick. Could jump up to the 2nd round if he has a great day in Indianapolis for the combine. Thank you. So I'm curious to see it, but I like this. I like this pool of backs that are coming out.
So really quickly, if you could tell anything to high school guys and college guys who are looking to achieve what you have in your career, going from Abington all the way to
you a back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All the way to the Hall of Fame. What would you tell them to manage the success as they continue to rise?
I would say, begin this journey with the end in mind. If it's becoming a great player, if you aspire to be, your behaviors, your habits have to emulate that, even starting at an early age. It starts with the school books. It starts with small things. Making your bed when you get out of bed in the morning. Saying your prayers. All the things that really sets the tone for you throughout the day. You have to approach it differently. You can't go with the crowd. You go out and party and smoke and do all those ordinary things. You have to be different from them. You have to put a different type of grind every day. Discipline and consistency. So that's what I would say to these young men. That's what I tell my team. A lot of them say, hey, coach, I want to go to the league. Oh, you do? Okay, well, it's a different type of mindset, it's a different type of work ethic that you have to approach this thing just to have an opportunity to get to that level. And then there's another thing to stay, because the NFL stands for what? Not for long. Right. So you've got to approach it that way and attack it every single day and not take 1 minute, 1 second for granted, because the moment that you slip up and allow complacency or laziness to creep in and say, okay, I can do it tomorrow, that's when it gets you. So, that's what I would say.
Thank you.
Thank you.